welcome to Blaze in the Dark. It's a wonderful time. Sit around and, listen about a heist. Can I get an ACAB in the chat? Because we are going to be ruining some cops' lives, or possibly ours. And yeah, I'm gonna hand over straight over to Bree. Bree's GMing. Bree's in charge. Bree is game queen.
Where? Oh, good. They took the blindfold off. Where am I? How's everyone doing?
I'm doing good. Happy birthday, Nick.
It's not my birthday, and I'm so warm.
Doing all right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit flustered, by the way. As people might know, I was literally streaming Leonard's Inception, until 10 minutes before the stream was supposed to start. So, thanks for the shout out. Whoever did the shout out.
You're welcome.
Nick pays me in publicity and jam tarts, apparently. But yeah. So, does anyone have any leftover downtime activities to do?
I think we're all good.
I believe we all did ours at the end of last session.
Yeah. If anyone wasn't at the last session, they have downtime. I'd assume otherwise, no.
Yep, we were all in last session. We stole a chain.
Did you work it out? Yep. Did anyone not do their downtime activities afterwards? Because I think we mostly did them in DMs.
No, we did it all.
No, we did. Yeah, we did them in the voice chat.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. Okay, so would anyone like to recap what happened?
I do have some notes.
Okay. Notes away, Noteless. Well,
Okay.
not Noteless because you've got notes. But I didn't think that one through. Carry on.
Nah, it's the one I don't have. The notes I have. Let me see. With the cold open, we had a ghost show up who was haunting a mirror shard in Bark's jacket. We dealt with that, I suppose. Let me see. We went to the museum to steal a mirror for our astronomer Bennett, and her assistant Folly. And let's see. There was Frost made a scene at the Andalism exhibit to distract the security team, which went better than expected. We acquired a ally, maybe not full cultist, or at least not yet. Ferdinand and Nerdinand, who works at the museum. He helped us get the mirror. And let's see. Oh, we also stole a sword made of chains that was there. Bark and Cray created distractions disguised as a Lego burglar minifigure and the Hamburglar, respectively.
How did I forget about that?
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, Bark upgraded her gun, so now it has electric shots that damages ghosts. That's all I have. I'm not sure if I missed much.
I think that was it. Oh, we went back to the astronomy tower observatory. That's the word, observatory. We went back to the observatory and we looked through the lens and we saw the stars are no longer left. They're right. As in correct for once, and they're normally not.
Yep. You effectively discovered that it's not the moon and stars that disappeared, but rather the... Well, did we agree that you're on a planet or are you on a disk or something?
I think
we fixed the fault in our stars.
I think it was we can only see parts of the sun because we're looking at it through a gap in a pocket dimension that the Earth, or at least that our planet, went into. Like, our planet is in the pocket dimension looking out at the opening at the sun, I think that was how it was. I don't know, it's complicated. I didn't fully understand it.
Yeah.
I also didn't write anything down about it, which is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, you've basically sort of been trapped in a... Basically, instead of the sun and stars disappearing, what's happened is you've basically been whisked away from them. units in the entire planet / setting. So yeah, there's a bit of lore building for you. But our cold open is going to be a bit of a flashback at the end of the last sort of season after disembarking from, I think it was Swan Pedalo, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep, which you sailed back after sinking Lady Clave's ship. Bark, I believe, had a box which was being kept in the safe deposit box of a bank on behalf of her mother. And she decides to open it, but we didn't actually know what was in there.
And I'm excited to know.
Bark. Inside is a small scrap of parchment. It looks old. It looks worn. It's been there for a long time. A lot of people have handled it. And even the ink seems to have, sort of started to fade and decay.
Am I able to see what it says on it?
Make me a fortune roll to see if you recognize what it is.
I forget what the fortune roll button is.
Okay, so a fortune roll is basically just a normal roll, but there won't be any consequences if you get a bad roll. You just won't won't happen to know anything.
If you put 1d6 in brackets into the chat, then it'll roll a fat d6, which should do it.
You can just roll whichever. It's the same as any other roll, really. You can roll whichever action skill you think's most appropriate.
Oh, you do use a skill for it. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, if you select one of them and do I think under position, you can select.
Okay. I mean, position doesn't really matter because we're ignoring position anyway, but.
2, 4, 4.
Okay, yep, I think a 4 for a study will do it. What you recognise is basically... So, you recognise the emblem of the university, but this is basically a way older version of it. Like, obviously, over the centuries, since it was founded, it's gone through iterations, for just general marketing and such like. So, basically, this is a very old letter, even if, you could tell from the parchment. But, it's, it's a very old document. But here's the part that's a bit disconcerting. It's a letter addressed to you.
I don't like that. I'm gonna read it.
Okay. Fun fact, I actually wrote down what was going to be in this letter a couple of days after we wrapped up the last session. So I've completely forgotten where I put it.
Big mood.
Dear Bark, we've been trying to contact you about your... I don't know. Cars. I don't have cars.
Your boat's extended warranty.
Yeah.
No, that'd be more aimed at
worked out how salesmen have been getting to the lair.
I mean, the downtime activity to fill in that clock's always available.
I've only got one segment left on it. I am working on it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I blame Alias and his boat insurance fraud.
Interesting. So yeah, the general gist of the letter is basically someone warning you, and you're really not going to like this. You need to listen to your mother, and it's imperative that you do so. How do you react, Bark?
Initially with confusion, and then with disdain as Bark rips up the note.
Interesting. At this point, someone basically sort of emerges from the crowd and tries to snatch the box. Bark, I'm going to say you're too busy ripping up the note to react, but everyone else, if you want to do anything to save the box, for box purposes, I guess, feel free.
Sure, I'm not going to be very good in a direct confrontation, but what I would like to do is use Hunt to essentially follow the person who's taken the box so I can see where they're going and maybe find a better chance to ambush them.
Okay, yep, I like that. Position, I'll say, is risky standard.
Okay.
Unless you want to trade position for effect or vice versa, or push yourself.
I'll keep it risky standard for now. So I'm good with that.
Okay, a 5. Yep, you as someone snatches the box right out of Bark's hands, you see them slip into the crowd and you start following them. you just sort of instinctively watch the body language of the crowd, so you can tell who's recently had someone push through them, and you follow them. You basically, well, you just sort of keep track of them. You don't quite catch up to them until eventually, they sort of stop in a sort of a quiet area, just a side street. Well, they just stuck down an alley, and as a complication, they basically pull out a hammer, and they're basically moving to try and smash the box.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not good. Now I'm regretting not having grabbed grabbed literally anyone, actually, but Frost would be very good here, like a hammer off or something. Okay, I guess I'm going to draw a blade, and I'm going to say, I'm going to try and intimidate him, basically, like, not so fast.
Okay.
Leave box. It does not belong to you. It is friends.
Okay, so I'm going to say this figure is basically wearing a hood, so you can't see too much about them. I'm going to call this... this is probably just risky standard again for now.
Okay. Let's see. Can I use prowl? Which includes ambush with close violence.
I guess you're a...
With a backstab and throat cutting.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, you are basically trying to sort of use sort of sneaky violence to intimidate someone, so I'll allow it.
So risky standard, was it?
Yeah, risky standard.
Okay.
While you're rolling that, Frost, Bark, are you doing anything, or?
Bark is currently angrily cussing out the crowd because she thinks the person who stole it is still in the crowd.
I've been looking at my notes, so I'm not positive that I'm in the scene, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I've fully lost track.
I guess Frost is probably...
the best way to tell if you're in the scene or not, were you on the boat with us?
Oh, we're back on the boat.
No, this is right after we got off the boat, after everything happened.
Yeah, I was on the same boat as Bark and Spectre.
Then yeah, you would be here, because this happened like immediately after we hit land.
Oh. Okay. Well, gonna be perfectly honest, I lost track of the scene. Just I'll skip my turn being stunned, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so Bark, presumably you don't so Bark, you have no idea sort of where Spectre and the snatcher of the box. Okay, I'm gonna make that one of my titles. Disappeared to. Are you just cutting out the crowd? You're not trying to achieve anything here?
I mean, she's not going to use violence until she knows who has the box. So at this point, it's just angry yelling.
Okay. Tell me what would you like to roll something to see if you can sort of get a member of the crowd to snitch for you?
I suppose the best thing I can do here is command, because that would be intimidate or threaten.
Oh, yeah. Command's definitely what you want here. I'm going to say risky, great effect, because you're probably actually genuinely quite angry right now.
Okay.
Plus, that you just walked off a Leviathan hunt, so people know you mean business.
If you punch somebody as part of the yelling without giving an extra die, you have an ability like that, don't you?
It's been rolled. So I'm gonna call.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
The ability I have makes it to where if I use physical violence, people are afraid of me. But like I said, I'm not going to use physical violence unless on like random people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So a 4 or 6 success with complications. A couple of people nervously point to where Spectre followed someone through the crowd. But as your complication, while you can see where you need to go, a very burly-looking gentleman seems to have taken umbrage to someone throwing their weight around and wants to, try and pick himself up a bit, and locks up and just sort of locks eye contact with you. We're going to cut back to Spectre. Spectre, so you rolled a 6.
Da.
So the figure just tenses up, drops their hammer.
Good.
They slowly sort of turn. They slowly turn round, but they're still keeping a very clear eye. Basically, they put down the box to hit it with the hammer, and they're keeping a very close eye on it, even as they sort of turn. So you're also in their peripheral vision. It's entirely possible they might be about to try something, but you're in control of the situation.
Yes. In that case, what I'm going to do, I think this is going to be a case to just dart forward as quickly as I can, to grab it before they can turn around again. Because I have a feeling they're about to try something, so I kind of want to grab the box and make sure the box is secure.
Okay, good. What would you like to roll for that?
I would like to prowl, I guess, because it's like swim, climb, run, jump, tumble. So that sounds good. That seems pretty good. I would like to push myself and use the Devil's Footsteps so that I can perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman.
Okay, so what you're basically trying to do here is just like sort of ninja dodge forward, grab it.
Yeah, just be so fast, so much faster than I ordinarily would be.
Okay, I like it. I'm going to say this is controlled because you've just got them to sort of move back a bit. They're intimidated, so they're probably not going to just lash out.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're rolling that, we're going to go back to Bark. So Bark, guys sizing you up, what do?
I'm immediately going to tell him, you don't want this. Out of my way.
Damn, that's bad.
Oh, unlucky.
Wait, what happened?
I got a 3
Spectre's
with
failed the roll.
4d6s. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to try and intimidate him. What are you rolling?
That would probably be command again, because that's what basic intimidation is.
Can I assist Bark?
Yep, you absolutely can. If you want to spend 1 stress, you can give Bark an extra die.
Yeah, sure.
And
I'll walk up and kind of like attempt to loom at him next to her.
Perfect. Okay, I'll call this risky standard. Let's intimidate that. Yep, that's a 5. So I'm going to say he backs down. But at this point, the crowd's getting a bit restless. And you sort of overhear someone might want to... You overhear someone saying, maybe we should call the Bluecoats.
Do I know that Spectre went after the box?
I'm not there, but that could mean anything.
Yeah, I think you could reasonably infer it. And to be fair, the crowd are pointing, just sort of gesturing because you're shouting about who stole the box. So you're not really being told where Spectre is. You're being told where the box went.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like getting away from the cops is probably a bit more important.
Okay.
So I'm going to stuff the ripped up pieces of parchment into one of my coat pockets, and I'm just going to get out of there.
Alrighty, just hit the bricks. Okay.
We just got off the boat. We just got off the boat after a Leviathan hunt, though, so they shouldn't have any problem with us and might actually be willing to help get the box back.
I don't trust the cop.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a heist movie. You can reasonably assume there is no situation where the police are going to be helpful to you.
Yeah, even odds, even if they got the box back, they would confiscate it anyway.
Exactly. I mean, it is stolen property. Okay, so Barker's rushed off. Spectre, unfortunately, you've rolled a 3, which is a failure. So the figure just, you you're moving forward with superhuman speed, but the figure just reacts too quickly and brings their foot down on it.
You are going to make things difficult. Gungeon Master, what is the lighting situation here?
It's sort of mid-morning, so it's not it's never light, but it's not particularly dark at the moment.
So it's natural lighting, not artificial at the moment. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for this setting anyway. Although it is quite a shady alley.
But bright enough that we can both see each other. Okay.
Yes.
This bloody obligation. All right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to say, as soon as the figure steps on the box, they basically turn and they're going to dart for the entrance to the alleyway and try and get away. You can also hear, just in the distance, the very distinctive boot steps of Bluecoats approaching.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Because the obligation says draw a pistol, but that doesn't seem like a good idea right now.
Yeah. Do you want to take a closer look at the box before you have to leave, or do you want to go for its assailant? Will you avenge the box's assassination, Spectre?
I'm going for the assailant.
Okay.
I would like to lunge in, and oh no, I tell you what, I would like to. I wonder if that would be disorient. No, I don't think so. Okay. My idea was silence potion vial to disorient them a little bit and then go in, but no, I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, I'm going to chug the silence potion vial, draw a pistol, and shoot him in the kneecap.
Oof, vicious. What would you like to roll to pull this off?
I mean, I could aim for the head. This is Spectre going soft. I think Hunt is traditionally the one for precision shooting, so
yeah.
Does the
Yep, that
silence
sounds good.
potion work on the Raven Bell? There's a question.
No.
for you.
Only if you're stood next to it, possibly.
yeah, that's going to be the difficult thing. So, well, I'm not killing anyone on the plus side. I'm just so the silence potion muffles all sound around me, so the gunshot won't be heard by anyone. I imagine my target's screams will be, unless I get close enough. But yeah, Hunt, here we go.
Okay. We'll call this risky standard.
Okay, give me some good rolls. Come on, this is some kind of Hunt showdown.
Wow, that's a crit.
Rip to that kneecap.
Okay. So I'm going to say, for a crit, while you're going to try and shoot out your target's kneecap, basically what happens is you basically shoot the ground in front of them and they immediately come to a dead stop. So for a crit, basically you're not going to get any of the complications that would come from wounding this particular person, which you're going to find out is a good thing in a moment. So basically she stops, and the force of that is just enough to cause her hood to fly back. And would you recognize this person?
It was worth a go.
You know, make me a fortune roll.
Okay.
Does the sun shine in her eyes or something? I have it in reminders that we have that we have it in writing somewhere that when it crits rolled, the sun is supposed to manifest in some way.
Yep. Oh, I'm actually going to call. This isn't technically within the rules, but I'm actually going to call what you need to roll for this. It will have to be a consort roll.
Oh, okay. I better cancel my consort. Well, that's not going to go well. There we go.
Yep.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah. You can't put your finger on it, but she seems familiar, even though you haven't met her.
Do I know you?
Hey, a woman with glasses and a very severe-looking. She's basically got sort of hair that was clearly sort of, yeah. Well, it's basically her hair sort of greying. And you can sort of clearly tell she's an academic.
Oh.
She just sort of rolls her eyes at you, tilts her head, and says, "Do you have any idea who I am?"
No, that is why I asked. I have vague notion.
Well, let me give you a clue. You've whisked my daughter off on a Leviathan hunt.
Ah, you are Agatha's mother.
I have no idea who that is.
That is good, because otherwise I would have bad news. Oh, one who calls herself Bark, yes? Like dog or tree, I am not sure.
I have no idea why she calls herself that.
Ah, that is
In
one,
any
yes.
case,
I can see it in nose, now I think about it.
in any case, I've done what I need to do. Tell Mira to forget what she saw in the box.
The problem is you have her box. It is there.
The box is currently lying on. Well, the pieces of the box are basically lying on the ground, smashed right now.
Oh. When you said she put her foot down on the box, I thought you meant like resting it there as if to stop it moving and grabbing it.
No, she literally smashed it.
Ah.
Oh, well, then I have no obligation. Off you go. I have done best. I have retrieved box.
Very well, but you may wish to take your leave as quickly as possible. I suspect the Bluecoats will be a bit less. Well, I suspect they'll ask me fewer questions than they'll ask you.
Ha!
And with that, she strolls out of the alley. You can hear the boot steps of the Bluecoats are very close now.
Sure.
And for all you know, she's basically going to sort of point them towards the alley. The fragments of the box are right there. Do you want to try and grab them, or do you just want to leave?
I'm going to grab them and then disappear.
Okay, what would you like to roll to scoop them up before the Bluecoats show up?
Let's go finesse. That sounds finessey.
Yep, that sounds good. We'll call this. We'll actually call this desperate because.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, you're still riding the crit, so I'll say that cancels out the failed roll.
Okay.
So yeah, but still risky standard.
Can I go to desperate? Great.
Yep, go ahead.
Excellent. I want that XP.
So great effect
Ooh,
with
yeah,
all the
well.
fragments of the box and can put it back together.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you basically pull out a small bag, and you basically just shove all the rubbish in the alley you can. Like, you get the fragments of the box, but you get a bit of debris from the alley, but you're pretty sure you've got everything, and you're able to duck out of the alley and walk off in the opposite direction before the cops even show up.
Nice.
And I think that'll be the end of the cold open.
I like to imagine Spectre's meticulousness is very good at getting every bit of evidence left behind at a scene of a crime. So it's just employing that sort of skill.
Oh yeah, I'm going to say because it was great effect, you also managed to just get out. You just pick the bullets up as you're walking off. Cool as you like.
Put that in the
You were
bag.
never here.
I did have something just in case that went wrong.
Yeah.
That's why I went desperate on that one.
Fair enough. But as a
That
complication,
gun?
what was that? Sorry, Bark.
I'm sorry, but what was that? Something a gun?
No, I have shadow. I can expend my special armor to resist consequences from detection. So I could just
That's right.
not be seen if I want to.
That's fair. Yeah, but as a consequence, I'm going to say you got quite a nasty scratch on your finger while you're grabbing the fragments. So just put that down as level 1 harm.
I'd like to resist that.
Go ahead.
Sadly, I
that will
can't
be-
do that from my shadow because it's only from certain things. But
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call that prowess,
Okay.
which to be fair is a pretty good roll.
Yep. 2
Yeah,
stress.
so 2 stress. How are you doing for stress, by the way?
It's not good. I have 2
Oh,
stress
dear.
left.
Oh no.
Was hoping for a better
Spectre's-
roll from 4d6, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh dear. Spectre's upon on the road to retirement.
I'll be fine, I'm sure.
Roll 20 hates you today.
It does. The 4d6 rolls are not going well.
Okay. Well, with the end of the opening, well, you've basically agreed to meet with Marvin, the aloof Hull, which of course doesn't quite have the same ring as Paranoid Android, but it is very descriptive.
Oh, sorry, one other thing. I am not giving the pieces back to Buck.
That's fair.
Yet. I would like to start a clock for downtime to put the box back together as best I can first.
That's fair. Okay, we'll call that a 4-piece clock because it's quite a. It's just smashed wood, so, and you've got all the pieces, so it's just smashed. It's just like a 3D jigsaw, really.
I just think that Spectre would genuinely not give it back until it was as close to its original condition as possible.
Okay. Add that clock to your playbook. And
Okay.
do you sort of make any preparations before you agree to meet Marvin, or?
Depends. Which Marvin are we meeting? Are we meeting the proper one of its proper bodies? Are we meeting the weird tiny square one?
Yeah, I'm going to say because it's sort of personal business, Marvin's going to use the body of, well, the mechanical body you helped them hijack from Lady Clave.
Hmm?
So, where would you... I guess they sort of want to meet in sort of a... It's not really a sort of a cafe setting, but it's like the beer garden of a pub.
Bug goes to all the trouble to turn the Wally body upside down and put stuff on it, and then Marvin never used it again.
Yeah. Okay. So, yep, you come to the meeting spot. You see Marvin sat at a table. They've already ordered some. They've already ordered a pot of tea, which of course they can't drink. They're basically wearing a sort of a hood, which they've pulled, well, a cloak for hood, which they've pulled down. And you can see they've sort of made some modifications to the Lady Clave body. So the hair's shorter and it's somehow been recolored. So it's sort of like it's actually kind of a sort of a pixie cut with short sides. It's entirely possible they were going for a mohawk but didn't have enough hair to work with. You don't know what Marvin's style is.
Robot, why have you ordered tea?
I was trying to be respectful, meatbag.
Have you considered not using phrase meat bag? Might be better than tea.
Oh, come on. Let the tin can have it.
Fine. I mean, if you would like me to bump off tin can, I can do so.
So how can we help you, tin can?
I would have you know that this body is formed from steel alloys and some of the finest. No, never mind. That's besides the point. As you might have
Curious?
guessed, I haven't. As you might have guessed, I have a job for you. But
Type of
first
job?
order of... Well, the first order of business and they look up at Bark. Miracoro, do you have my gun?
Not a fan of the using actual names, but I left it somewhere in the. It's somewhere in the temple. Just use your other body to get it at some point.
I am told using a person's full name is good form when you wish to indicate you're upset with them.
It is less wise
How
when
is your-
planning heist.
We have these code names for a reason. But it's somewhere in the temple. I'm sure you can find it.
Unfortunately, my body is currently under no fewer than 20 codes. I am unsure where you even
We really need to
Found
do
them.
a separate heist just to get some more coats at some point.
Oh, like half of them were just old coats alias left behind. Mostly
He did have a
feathers.
lot of coats.
I was gonna say if Marvin ever loses the Lady Clave body, needs to use their old one again. It's gonna be a downtime project just to dig it back out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's not their only old body. But it looks like because Lady Clave's body is a lot better, a lot more advanced than their sort of original, their older humanoid body, they've been using it instead.
But just keep digging. I'm sure you'll find it.
This is not ideal. But perhaps you'll show some empathy for me after you have completed this task.
I would
Doubt
not.
it. What's the task?
Yes.
Are you familiar, perhaps, with the filing procedures of the Bluecoats? And if anyone wants to make a fortune roll to determine if they are, by all means, roll what you like.
Oh,
I think I'd actually give that one a try.
I'm going to
Okay.
give it a go with Prowl, as I've presumably prowled my way into the files once or twice. And I don't mean reading them, I mean being written into them.
I may or may not have any assaults on record. Try that.
Look, it was one time, and I'll have you know the charges were dropped.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So, yep. Bark, I'm gonna say, obviously you've sort of, obviously when you're sort of considering moving into a bit of a life of crime, maybe when someone starts asking some awkward questions after you'd given someone maybe a bit too important, a bit of a thrashing, you sort of read up on their procedures, although you don't necessarily remember all of it. You do know they sort of keep records. They're usually stored locally at individual precincts and then sent to a central filing system after a certain amount of time. Spectre and Frostbite, while committing crimes, which you very definitely would get in very serious trouble for, were you caught for them, you actually became aware that most files are kept in precincts for a year, then they're moved to the central filing system. And I think that's going to be about it.
The precinct is place to get if you want local record, but central filing system is where all older records are. What are you after, robot?
Indeed. Are you perhaps aware what happens to a file after a century?
Probably degrade.
It gains a soul and becomes a yokai? Oh, no, sorry.
I'd assume it'd probably be destroyed to make room for new files. If it's a century old, no one's alive to be involved with it.
You are correct, Scholar. 1 century after everyone involved is deceased, legally, a file is incinerated, partially partially to save space, partially to avoid the past being dug up. I wish to acquire a file before it is destroyed.
And what file would we be looking for?
The file concerns a shooting roughly 101 years ago. The individuals involved in the shooting, I will provide for you. And they slide a piece of paper across the table. I will pay you well. Out of my own pocket. I would also rather your discretion in this matter.
Of course we will be discreet. It is our middle name. Although not actually middle name. I do not have middle name. If I did have middle name, I do not know what I would choose. It would not be discreet is what I'm saying.
Pretty sure our middle name is of the.
So that's the job. Just break into the system, get the files, hop out.
Indeed. I'm sure criminals of your standing, they roll their eyes, will be more than capable.
And how much is the reward?
I understand. And they shake a small pouch of gold. That this would be what is known on the street as 8 coin.
8 coin. Not a bad offer.
I say we take it. Eight coin is nice, but there's probably more to be gained out of all this anyway.
Agreed. While we are in there, who knows what we might find? Or what we might change.
Okay, so are you ready to start the heist?
I think so.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Now the tricky bit. How do we get in?
Yeah. Yep. So, what's your plan?
The first thing that comes to mind immediately is some sort of documents inspector. The second thing that comes to mind immediately is we find an open skylight and just sneak in.
There's always just getting arrested, but that might be hard mode.
But if this document is 100 years old, it's not going to be in the precinct. It's in a central record bureau where they're not going to take any people. We could arrive with some documents.
So wait for guards to be transporting documents, knock them out, take their clothes, transport it ourselves.
Yeah. Finally. Transport heist. It's probably deception, realistically.
I mean, you can do this as transport if you like. I mean, I'd count
really
getting inside as
anyway.
part of the transporting, but
yeah, that's true. I like this plan, honestly. Find a guard who's about to take some documents out of a precinct and knock them out, take the documents, take their ID or whatever, and go. I'm sure we can, get a shady friend to help us find someone who's about to move some documents. Like, Telda's a beggar. She can probably look out for someone. Or we can lean... I can't really lean on my noble friend, I think. And by friend, I mean enemy.
Yeah. I'm going to say the piece of paper Marvin hands to you. Obviously, we can sort of, flashback if there's any more information you want. But the gist of it is, it basically gives you the date of the incident, which is basically tomorrow morning. So, yep, you basically have the night to prepare and get to it in time. The names on it are, again, I had these written down, but Zamira Welker and Holtz Faros, and the victim just has Never You Mind.
Okay.
I'm not being
Never
remotely sus.
You Mind. You Mind is such a weird family name.
Yeah, I'll enlist Telda, my beggar friend, to find a precinct that's about to unload some paperwork.
Okay.
Put the ear in the string and find that out.
Okay, what would you like to roll for this?
I guess
or you
I'm
can
gonna...
just pay her. Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably just pay her because I'm really bad at all the people things. So we will just come to arrangement. I like arrangements. People do not break arrangements very often.
Hey, that's good.
All the time.
Not when you are making arrangement with assassin. So yeah, I'll pay 1 coin for this because this doesn't feel like it's more than a 1 coin thing. If she wants more than 1 coin, It ain't gonna work.
Okay, I'm going to say for 1 coin, as she basically sort of presses her contacts and, yep, you get the time and, well, you basically find out a precinct in... Where's that bloody map gone? Oh, here we are. Okay, so the central precinct is in Brightstone. And... Oh no, wait, it wouldn't be in Brightstone, would it? Yep, I'm going to say the precinct's actually in 6 Towers. Although obviously it's not too far, probably not that far away from your hideout. Although probably well guarded and walled off enough that you can't just walk in anyway. But in White Crown... does White Crown sound good? Right. Yep. You hear about a precinct in White Crown, which is about to sort of transfer some documents, which is precisely what you need. Of course, it's a fair distance from 6 Towers, but yep, once you've got them, I mean, you'll look like an official convoy. What could go wrong?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I mean, what are the chances that another group's going to pull the same heist on the same day using the same infiltration method? I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm going to say, I mean, why would someone even want to steal some documents that are about to be burnt?
Exactly.
Be realistic. Okay, so what are we calling this? Social, stealth, or transport?
Let's call it transport. It'll just be funny that way.
Perfect. Okay, so yep, you've got the route and means for transport. So, what's everyone's item loadout going to be?
I mean, we're pretending to be cops, right? So we can probably get away with medium. So I'm going to go medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also go normal.
Medium, I guess.
Yep, perfect. Your loadouts can talk to ghosts. Okay, let's get this engagement roll in.
Here we go.
Okay, so 1 dice for sheer luck. Would you consider this particularly bold or daring?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're breaking into the police central headquarters dressed as police.
I genuinely don't think we've ever done a heist where we've not been able to answer yes to this question.
Yeah.
We always choose the most extra way to do things.
Yes.
It does tend to be that way. Okay, does it expose a vulnerability? Hit them where they're weakest, perhaps?
I think so. Like, most cops are going to be out on the streets or, you know, beating up people.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, most cops will automatically trust other cops, so what's a better disguise? Hey, you've got a friend or contact helping you.
This is a pretty good sign.
Okay, are there any other elements we want to consider? I'm going to actually... I'm sorry if this sounds unfair, but I'm going to dock you 1 dice because, you know, it's taking place in sort of the upper class district, so...
Higher tier
that
target.
might be
Yeah.
Might make it a bit...
We don't add more dice for more contacts being used, do we?
No.
Okay, so even if I got my smuggler friend involved, it wouldn't like do much. And I'm not sure you can really do much help anyway.
We might be able to save them to lean on during, like, we could flash back to get the documents out with them, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, do remember, obviously, if you've got other resources, you can always flash back to use them retroactively.
Yeah.
But yep, unless anyone wants to raise anything else, that's going to be 3d6.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Hey, I'll do this in the chat, so I'll do this in roll 20 so the chat can see the results.
I'm going to explode.
Don't.
Oh, okay. Glad you said that. This bit, I don't know why, this bit is always the most tense that I ever get in the whole game. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's all right.
Oh, okay. You've got a 6.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So for a 6, I'm going to say this all goes quite smoothly, more or less. So you wait around the precinct. you basically wait until the guards sort of leave. All the other sort of Bluecoats knock off for a drink, and you knock off the Bluecoats. Well, you knock them out, you don't kill them. You're able to sort of quietly knock them out, stash them in a very strangely placed laundry hamper, and steal their outfits, steal their uniforms. I'm going to assume that Spectre actually already has a uniform for this occasion, which fits him quite well.
Nah, I had it adjusted to fit better.
There's something that just feels wrong about wearing this uniform. I hate it.
Like, you're wearing, obviously the uniform's sort of bluish, but quite faded. And you're wearing you're all wearing sort of trench coats and cape with a cape. That, to be fair, has a lot of pockets in it. Yep, your medium load is safe.
Consider it this way, Bark. You are not wearing badge of enemy. You are wearing badge of having delivered violence to the enemy.
I suppose.
He has a trophy.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. So, you basically... Yeah, I'm gonna say you sort of, you sort of convince the driver to take the day off. Maybe sort of give them their sort of wages for the day, talk to them a bit, maybe do them a few favors, so they don't interfere. So don't worry, you have only knocked out cops. And who's gonna drive the carriage, and who's gonna be the guards?
Spectre, do you know how to drive?
I am actually okay at that, because that is a finesse thing by default.
That's good. I was never able to get my license.
And Frost is pretty thug shaped, so he should fit right in.
I do not have license. I just know how to drive vehicle.
I mean, you have a license right now.
Yeah, license to kill.
I was referring more to the fact you physically had the license of the police officer you knocked out.
So yeah,
License to kill.
Spicy.
Do you need me to roll finesse for that?
Well, yeah, roll finesse just to drive the carriage along the route, but I'm going to say you're probably going to not have too many complications.
Okay,
either
risky
way.
standard.
In fact, yep, this is going to be controlled.
Okay. Controlled standard. Here we go. I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. It's quite good. So, you just ride the carriage. You just sort of drive the carriage along the streets. Bark and Frost just sort of hang off the side, doing their best goon impressions. What do your goon impressions look like, out of interest?
you know what this is? Neither do I. I made it last night in my sleep. Sorry, that's the tiny character's name. I don't know. It seems like it's pretty hard not to loom when you're hanging off the side of something.
Okay, well, looming.
Bark's going to do her best impression of what she thinks cops are like, and she's just going to angrily look at everybody.
You absolutely nail it. So, yep, you're riding along, and I'm gonna say you do actually sort of make it just the edge of 10 Tower, when all of a sudden... Sorry, I just read the chat. Yep. Yeah, just as you're on the way into 10 Towers, you hear a bit of commotion. A small group of Bluecoats are skirmishing with some gang members. Yeah, I don't need to decide who they are immediately. And they sort of look towards you as expectantly, as if they expect you to, just stop what you're doing and help.
There aren't any other gangs that we have particularly a lot of goodwill with, do we? I don't think. Just a couple that we're trying not to make enemies of anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I don't think we're particularly best friends.
Oh, we're
with
down one
anyone
with the red
except
sashes. Although I guess
yeah.
if it was them, that'd be pretty scary to begin with.
I think you're still at, is it -2 with the wraiths?
That isn't on the crew sheet. As far as I
Yeah, to be fair, the crew sheet doesn't really have anywhere to store it, so
Yeah, we just have in the notes that we're -1 with this ashes.
yeah. I think that was in the old crew. Yeah, I'll have to look up the old crew book. Yeah. Crew book? Crew playbook. See if I can work that one out. But yeah, I don't think you're at lower than I think, yeah. You're at +3 with Lord Skerlock. And you're like, it was either -1 or -2 with the Wraiths and -1 with the red sashes. Other than that, you've not really got too much going on.
Spectre's going to keep his head down, not say anything, and just like eyes forward and just keep driving this car in the hopes that Bark or Frost will handle this.
As they're going by, I'll look at one of them and go, ooh, in a terrible accent. Sorry, Governor, we gotta transport these documents. But you be sure you get those gang guys.
Okay, what would you like to roll for this?
Oh god, I actually have to roll something. I suppose sway?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll make this risky standard. Would you like to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
I'm not good at sway, so I'm going to... What's the devil's bargain?
Okay, so the devil's bargain. Okay, who would they be? Oh yeah, I'm gonna say the gang members being arrested are members of the Lost, a group of basically sort of former military sorts who became a vigilante group.
It's the A-team.
Basically, yeah. Well, they're basically you know sort of like the second Batman. You know. Oh god, what was his name? For some reason I've just got Christensen in my head. Christian Bale. This is the second Christian Bale Batman movie. They're basically the sort of, you know, the copycat Batman from that.
Right. Right. So they're entirely incompetent. Okay.
Yeah, they're a tier 1 faction.
Wait.
But what's the point? They're going to see your devil's bargain. They're going to see your face and remember you as a cop. This might have complications later. And more specifically, they're going to remember you as a crooked cop, which, to be fair, is a pretty good shout.
Tautology almost. In Duskvol, at least, probably.
You know what? I think I will take the devil's bargain.
Okay. Roll away.
That's an extra die, correct?
Yep.
Do you know what? Things are going to go poorly anyway, and I need the extra dice. I'm also going to daredevil this.
Okay. Remind me what Daredevil does.
If I trade position for value, so it's a desperate roll, I gain +1d.
Ah, fair enough.
But
Go
I take
ahead.
-1d to any resistance roll against consequences.
Ooh. Okay, go ahead.
2 bonus dice. Submit. Oh, come on!
Oof, unfortunate.
Oh no!
Well, the good news is they're not going to think you're a cop.
Oh.
So the nearest one looks at you and says, "Oi, look. There's 3 of us, 4 of them. One of you needs to hop off and help us."
Cannot
Do you
be
want
me.
me to
I am
report?
driving vehicle.
Do you want me to report this to your sergeant? Like, no one is going to rob your... It's just taking those to be incinerated. No one's going to rob them.
Just take a gun, shoot one of them, then there is even number. Simple.
But, oh.
Listen,
He fixes you with a stare and whispers to Spectre. not out loud.
Sorry,
What are you
I am
doing?
new. I am new on this. I mainly just drive truck.
Listen,
What's a truck, mate?
Listen, Governor. If you have an issue with it, you could take it up with our sergeant. Here's my badge number. You could just talk to my sergeant. He'll sort it all out. Keep driving. Keep driving.
No,
Oh,
I will
look.
keep going.
Oh, look, the
Well, I
car's
just
moving.
might. Okay, and with that, we're going to start a 6-part clock.
Oh,
If someone would be so kind to start it.
Yep.
And it's called
Oh,
They
God, I
Realised You Hijacked the Shipment.
They realized you hijacked the shipment. There aren't that many characters on the clock, but that'll do. Oh, no, there are.
Yep.
How many parts? 6,
Yep.
did you say?
6, yeah.
Got it.
And we're going to fill in 2 of them.
Oh, no.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine.
Well-
Fine.
We'll see you later.
Okay, and I assume Spectre
no.
just drives
Oh,
a bit
no.
faster ahead.
Oh
Yeah.
no, the horses are moving on their own. Sorry, we can't help. Bye.
What's the horse?
You, huh?
I think like one of them would say, "What's the horse?" Because it's goats that drive stuff in blades.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think.
true. They are goat drawn.
Onwards,
I'm
Darby.
not quite
Onwards,
sure.
Spectre.
Oh no, the goats are moving on their own. There's nothing we can do. Goodbye. As we slowly start moving.
You know, good scoundrels.
Good luck with
No,
prisoner
no.
problem. Maybe next time you should, if you are arresting 4 people and there are 3 of you, just bring an extra person. You knew how many people there would be there.
Question: which sheet is the clock on?
Oh, I've put it currently on my character sheet, so I can just update you when that gets done.
yeah.
I don't have the cruise sheet open at the moment, and I can't physically open it without breaking the stream, unfortunately.
Huh. Mhm.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain.
That's not great. Okay. So, I'm going to say after that instant, you make it to 10 towers and roll up to the gate. You are greeted by a sort of imposing looking woman with a clipboard. She, as you approach, she sort of basically looks over the van, just literally determined to spot intruders in disguise. But obviously, because you literally just stole a genuine cart, it holds up quite easily. What are you going to roll to try and get yourselves waved through?
Ooh, I got nothing. I'm not a people person. I'm gonna let someone else do the talking. So
I'll be
I'm
honest,
staying shut.
I'm not much of a people person either.
Where is the bard? Damn it, Ben.
I got
I'm
one
so
guy in
happy.
consort, and Iris has one in sway. So I was like,
I got one in a
Marcus.
tune. That is all I have in the resolve category.
I'll have you know, I have none in sway. I have one in command.
"Oh,
Well, one of you two better use one of those. I'm gonna continue driving the goats.
I guess it's gotta be me then, because I'm the only one with the positive dice for it."
Okay.
So
Are you going to- Go on.
so we're just at a gate or something. We're driving into the garage or whatever.
Yep, you basically approached the gate of the sort of the central hub where these papers are meant to be dropped off. And basically you're just trying to get the guard to let you through. She sort of looks you down. She doesn't seem to think you're suspicious, but you need to be careful what you say. Otherwise she might get suspicious.
I just remembered.
I'd
I
rather say
think
nothing and just nod than if she doesn't seem to be asking or waiting for anything. For me to say anything. For us to say anything.
Okay. So you just nod at her. She tilts her head quizzically. She looks at Spectre. She looks at Frost. She notes the bark sort of presumably on the other side of the carriage. And says, Well, yep. You just going to show me your paper so I can let you through?
You have to say it third time. That is cop etiquette. It is well. What have we here then? Honestly.
What do we have?
I don't play your big cop games.
Do we have any? Did we take any papers off them that we need to turn in?
We have documents for free from our cult playbook, I've just remembered.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
we do. I've been hoping that counts for when we need specific things forged and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, your sort of fake documents will allow you to have sort of forged papers that obviously the actual papers would have a completely different crew, sort of completely different people in the manifest, but this is basically fudged to accommodate you three.
Ah, solid. Then yeah, I guess well, Spectre's a driver. He'd probably be the one carrying the papers, I suppose.
Pull them out of a pocket and hand them over.
Yeah, since you've used an item there, I won't make you roll for it. So she just looks them down, shrugs, and lets you through.
Thank you. Come on, Dartmouth. Come on, Petra.
I am going to make a fortune roll against your tier.
Uh-oh.
What tier are you at now? Tier 2? Yep, you're at tier 2, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep,
Something like
tier
that.
2. Okay, 4. Yep.
A lot of things are more than 2. That's the issue.
Yeah. I'm going to say the documents are good enough, but she notices a few details that seem a bit out of place, which she's going to follow up on after letting you through. So increase the clock by 1 slice.
We're at 3 out of 6.
Better not be suspicious. Okay, so you roll through the gate, and yeah, you're basically part of a queue. And what you see is basically the sort of crates are being loaded into a warehouse, and you just picture the ending of the first Indiana Jones movie. It's just a massive as you roll in, it's a massive warehouse, and crates are being sort of just numbered and stacked up. And at the far end, you can basically see crates are being removed and carried off to another area, presumably to be incinerated.
On the plus side, plenty of cover for when it inevitably goes south. In theory.
I like your thinking.
If they aren't too organized.
We will have to disembark eventually, though.
Yeah. I'm going to say you see ahead the sort of carts the carts and carriages. It's sort of a mixed group. Like there's carts just handing over smaller crates. There's massive wagons, which and you actually even see a couple of uniformed Bluecoats just walking in with with like hiking rucksacks full of and they're just literally stuffed with papers. You get the impression they might be in precincts that aren't quite, that might even be in the Deadlands, or maybe from abroad.
This is a lot of paper.
You could hide a lot of secrets here.
I don't think that's the property of paper Bark was thinking of. But yep, you do see basically everyone who's dropping off documents basically hands them over, and the official sort of carriages which you drove in are actually sort of taken by another driver who's presumably returned them to the pool. Like just the whatever the sort of steampunk version of a auto pool is. And whoever sort of manning them just shuffles off to do whatever they do. So you
Stables,
can
I guess.
actually, yep. So you can sort of just get out of the cart and do what you please, as long as you don't do anything too suspicious. What do?
No. Spectre's going to get out and try and find a nice shadow to blend into.
All right. What would you like to roll for that?
I mean, that sounds prowly. I mean, does anyone want to come with me? Because I can take us all.
I'll come.
Sounds like a good time for a group prowl action, just to
Yeah.
blend into the shadows.
I will lead a group prowl action to blend us all in.
Okay. Everyone, make a prowl roll, please.
Okay. Let's see.
And this is basically going to get the highest value, and because I believe Spectre has an ability, which means he won't take more than 1 stress for this.
Indeed. I'm also going to don
that's-
my fine shadow cloak to gain a bit of a benefit from it.
Well,
Okay.
that's good for him then, because I got 0 dice on it.
Hey,
Okay. Oh, Spectre, I will warn you that by obviously donning that cloak will obviously ruin your blue coat uniform disguise.
That's why I'm getting into the shadows, yeah.
That's fair. Okay, everyone roll away.
Okay.
Roll away, roll away, roll away.
Wow.
A 6.
That
Yeah.
too really should have been a
That's
6
nice.
for me. Like, it's cocked between the two on my screen. That is rude.
Okay.
So I take 1 stress.
Oh wait, we'll just wait for Frost roll just in case.
my roll is in the
Frosting.
chat above Barks.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, so it is.
Yeah, I got 2 5s.
Yeah, quite impressive actually. You still managing to roll a 5 on a with 0 dice. Okay, so yep, that's 1 stress from Bark's failure. You got a 6, so complete success. First things first, how do you I mean, presumably Bark's just going to start stomping off. Actually, no, it's perfectly reasonable for a blue coat to be stomping off. Bark, what would you say you do that looks very blue coat like, that Spectre has to help you with?
Show empathy.
Yeah, I see somebody struggling to put a box up like on a high shelf, and I help them. That's like.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so-
No. Sorry. Drunk on duty. That is why feeling charitable all of a sudden.
Okay. So the guy, skinny guy, just sort of putting the box on the shelf, breathes a sigh of relief and says, "That's a relief."
Now we are celebrating having killed our 15th dog.
Oh wow! They get you you get a free round of beer for that.
Yeah. Today. Hence why we are drunk.
Well, as long as the Sarge isn't complaining.
Yes, you are right. Yes. You should meet me in pub for free round of beer later.
Oh yeah, sounds nice. Didn't catch your name.
No, you didn't.
And we just walk off.
How many people did you say were milling around in here at the moment? Is it particularly packed, or?
Yeah, it's a fairly busy warehouse, so there's just dozens of people shuffling files about, dropping them off, leaving. It's basically like a conveyor belt of, vehicles showing up, dropping stuff off, and the crew's just doing whatever they plan on doing. But that's irrelevant because you're all in the shadows now. I'm going to say you just sort of squeeze into a corner that's mostly obscured by crates, and you have a pretty good view of everything for now. So, what's your next move?
Now we
Nina
must
makes way
find
to the
document.
back. I saw them carrying boxes off from this area into like a back room. If we can make our way back there.
This is wise. Smart idea, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say I won't make you roll for that. Just sort of, how are you going to get? How are you gonna get there then?
I mean, this is just like. Sorry, continue.
Oh, I was going to say this is like an Indiana Jones sort of situation where there's loads and loads of crates stacked up, right? Can we climb up and like skirt along the top in the darkness?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Platforming.
Yes, platforming.
Platforming in your story-driven TTRPG.
Every game is improved by platforming, especially if it's not built for platforming.
I point out a particularly dangerous banana skin and that sort of thing as I'm going past.
Yep. So, yep, you sort of climb to the tops and shuffle along. And of course, as stealth fans know, most human beings don't actually naturally look up without any prompting.
Well, they are.
So you're basically out of sight. Ooh.
Well, let's have Skyrim enemies for some reason. Been spotted being literally right above enemy once. Yeah.
Oh, that's Bethesda tech. Don't read too much into it.
We're going to put a basket on one of their heads and steal everything.
Yep, you do actually move past one very drunk-looking Bluecoat who presumably had the same idea as you did, but just slips up here to have a few beers on duty. But obviously they're basically passed out, so that's not an issue. And you just sort of climb your way to the room you saw the other papers being sort of decanted to. I'm gonna say there's probably, you know how sort of warehouses sometimes have very high sort of, basically they'll have extended the warehouse, so like there'll be windows sort of within the internal walls. There's basically a very high window you can sort of peek through, and you see a sort of basically they sort of they're checking boxes. Some of them are being sent back to the warehouse for whatever reason, but others are being just stamped with a large red stamp that says marked for incineration, and they're being sort of sent off. They're being loaded into carts and presumably sent to another part of the building.
Okay, so we just need to follow those boxes.
Yep. Through a skylight, you can actually see a massive plume of smoke, and in the distance, there's another building, which is quite clearly where they're being incinerated because, well, the fire's coming from somewhere, isn't it?
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
Or ribs, one of the two.
Usually
Yes,
fire
but you
under the
cook
ribs.
the ribs on fire. Or as I prefer to do it, boil them.
Why would you boil the meat? You never boil meat.
To get all the flavor out.
Food needs flavor, Spectre.
No. If you start enjoying flavor, you become complacent to the misery of life. Enjoying something makes the disappointment stronger when it is not there. You need discipline, and so therefore life must be bland.
If you keep up this negative nonsense, I'm going to sneak garlic into your next meal.
Don't you dare.
I may even put a pinch of salt to taste.
Draw a pistol. No, the job is too important. If we weren't on a job, though, all those would be fighting words and presumably dying words for Spectre. Getting in a fight with a fucking cutter.
Yes, we should probably make our way to the building.
Yeah, I presume we've just been having this rant on the way.
Yeah. How would you like to make your way to the building?
At some point, we're going to have to either get down from here and go through a door, or if they have like inner walls that don't go all the way up, then just over the wall, I guess. But there'd have to be something on the other side of it to land on it for us.
That or a window or skylight to get out to top of building and go across the roof.
Okay, I'm gonna say you do actually see a skylight you could possibly reach if you climbed for it.
Skylight. I will get out the climbing gear.
Hey, mark that off your load.
I have light climbing gear, so it only costs half my load. Start setting that up. That, I believe, includes a grappling hook and a coil of rope, so I will try and grapple onto the skylight.
Okay. What would you like to throw? What would you like to roll for that? Obviously, you want to throw the actual grappling hook.
I think this seems very finesse for me. Like, I'm trying to aim perfectly. Or I can use hunt, I suppose, which is what I usually use when shooting people. But I think finesse makes more sense.
Yeah, I think both would work, and you can have risky standard for either.
Oh, I'll take hunt then, because I'm better at it. This is my aiming eye going for it. All right, risky standard.
Would you like to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
If I push myself, I'm immediately traumaing out, so no. I think I'm going to just keep going with it for the moment, but I might consider some devil bargains soon, because I think I'm going to have to use them.
Fair enough.
I'll take it.
Okay. Wow, the dice are really making up for you.
Yeah, they were evil to me earlier, but yeah, I'm doing all right now.
It's because you
ought to get for dice and something. Seems good.
It's great, yeah.
It's because you only rolling 3 of them rather than 4.
Yeah, that's it. At the moment there's an additional die, it's doomed.
Yeah. 4 is considered unlucky in many cultures, to be fair.
I'm agreeing.
Yep. But yep, you just throw your grappling hook, it just click. Falls right into place on the window, and it even pulls it slightly ajar so you can easily all climb up the rope and get out onto the roof.
I'll shimmy up first so I can open up the skylight for the rest, and then just wait for them to come back up.
Okay. Will you be recovering your grappling hook, or are you going to leave it where it is?
I will recover it since it's going to be attached to the bit I'm basically disembarking on. Should be fairly easy. Just coil it up and I'm good.
You just you coil it back up again. Presumably stash it back under your cloak, and you're all on the roof. From here you can, you have a clear view of all the documents being carted off to the building ahead. There's a series of rooftops, and you can basically sort of try jumping across the rooftops, and there aren't really that many guards about because they're not really expecting anyone to be on the roof in the first place. And you can basically head straight for the building, or you could try and look around if you wanted to do that.
We don't really seem to have much of a clue where exactly Marvin's papers are just yet, unless there's stuff from before we started that I missed.
We know they are due to be incinerated, and we are heading to incinerator. We do not know where they are in incinerator, or even if they have arrived yet. So it will be difficult.
I mean, presumably the boxes are labeled, and as long as we have some of the information necessary, we can determine just by looking at the box.
Is this the day of the anniversary of the the exact deadline, or a day before?
It's basically the night before. I'm presuming you waited till night.
Okay, yeah, that I didn't know. That's good. That's good to know. Okay, night before, yeah. So yeah, presumably in some kind of room near, but not at the incinerator, or even set of rooms. I don't know how much paper gets scheduled for incineration at once.
Okay. You can either head straight to the building that's clearly got the housing the incinerator, or you could potentially look around for maybe an office or something where you could look up documentation.
It'd be easy if we could somehow get the people doing the incineration out of there. Just give us a bit of time to go through things, you know?
Distraction or accident, you ever think?
I mean, depending on the time, we could probably just act like we're there to relieve them from duty.
Ah, makes sense. I will put Operation Goat Storm on back burner.
I'm sorry, what? Operation what?
Goat Storm. We go to the goats because there are so many carts. We create stampede. Everyone runs over to stop stampede, and we're fine. I prefer the other move though. In and out silently. I prefer that.
We could flashback to finding out their patrol routes or something and replace relieving party by knocking out more cops, I suppose.
Yep, you can absolutely flash back and sabotage the guards. What exactly is your specific plan here? I mean, what are you specifically flashing back to doing?
Who did we get the intel from on? Do we have intel on the layout and schedules of this place? Specifically?
No, I don't think you did. You all the intel you got, unless you want to flash back for it, the only intel you had was when documents would have been sent off from that precinct at the start.
Well, I think if we've got no other ideas, I like Bark's plan.
Yeah.
Hey, could you just reiterate your plan for us then, Mark?
The plan would very much be basically to go in there acting like where they're like replacements and we're leaving them on duty so that they could go on break or go to a different job or whatever.
Okay. What's your specific plan then? You're just going to climb down to the ground level again and approach them?
Yeah, if we could get down to ground level and just act like we belong there, then we could just say, we could probably go up to the people working the incinerator and say, hey, we were sent to relieve you. It's time for your break or whatever. And that'll give us at least some time to look through things.
Yep, that's a doable plan. I mean, it's right in the middle of a larger complex, so they probably don't have that many guards there. Okay, so Spectre, did you sort of keep the cloak you removed to put on your shadow cloak, or did you discard it?
I would have kept the other one as well. I don't want to leave a trail.
Okay.
It probably would have been take
Fair
one
enough.
thing out of bag, put the other in bag in place, and just swap back over as needed.
Yeah. Yes. It's probably you're probably not the only blue coat carrying around a duffel bag or something, so that's fair.
Well, I
Okay,
don't
so
think I let you carry disguises around in a future Hitman game. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna say, this whole role will sort of encompass the entirety of getting down to the ground and making your way there and the deception. So what would you like to roll? Do you want to make it a group action? Is one of you just going to lead ahead and try and sort of smooth things over on your own, or?
I can't do a group prowl anymore.
What's your best social stat?
Attune?
I have one in command and one in consort.
Okay, so what I could probably do is I can probably lead a command role, and it's basically we're acting like we're supposed to be there, and we're just telling them to leave because it's our shift now.
Okay, that's good. Everyone, make a command roll. You may push yourselves if you wish. I don't think you can take Devil's Bar.
I'm pretty low on stress.
Okay, and obviously, as with the prowl roll before, we're taking the highest result, and any fails are going to give Bark stress.
Here we go.
It's a risky standard, correct?
Yep, risky standard.
I did not fail.
Wow.
That's a 4. We at least succeed.
Spectre just really gets into this whole authoritarianism thing, apparently.
Okay.
So I take 1 stress.
Yep, 1 stress, and that's a 5.
Nice
Okay.
one.
So Bark, I'm gonna say you you do sort of overdo it a bit, and you look like you don't sort of break your disguise, but some of the other sort of some of the actual Bluecoats feel like you're just some young upstart trying to throw your weight around and try and make a name for yourself.
Obviously, I'm still doing the terrible accent.
Of course you
Hello
are.
there, Governor. We're here to relieve you from duty.
Some real Austin Powers energy about this.
Yep. And basically they immediately start plotting to sabotage you. And so they're going to look for something they can use, and that's going to be another notch on the clock, please.
Oh, yep. Okay. 2 notches left.
But we're close to our objective.
It's true. It's true.
But you're now in the incinerator room alone.
So we are in burning facility, yes?
Oh,
You're in a
It isn't
facility for
burning
burning.
yet.
Yeah.
We
I
can
know that
fix
it won't
that.
be. I don't know that it won't be on our way out.
Yes.
Okay, so what you can see is basically the sort of crates have been stamped according to precinct and date. So obviously Marvin, the slip of paper Marvin gave you had the names of the people involved in the incident, or most of them. And the precinct where it was sort of filed, which was is sort of a what would they call it? It's just a fairly generic name, like Ragamuffin Lane precinct over in Silkshore.
Nah, then we must search for this ragamuffin lane.
Yeah, we gotta go through these boxes, find a file about a victim by the name of Don't. First name Don't, last name worry about it.
Exactly.
Can I use Hunt to try and find the right box then?
Yep, that'll do it. John, well, presumably you're not going to push yourself.
No, I'll
Someone
take
else can obviously.
I might take a devil's bargain on this if you got one.
I can assist.
Hey, Devil.
I'll take an assist.
Okay, Devil's Bargain. I'm not going to say specifically what it is, but Spectre's going to find going to find something he didn't want to see.
I'll take that.
Okay. You can roll with it risky standard with an extra dice.
Risky you know what? I'm going to go desperate great if possible.
Okay, go ahead.
It's dice 1. Dice. What am I doing? No, that's good. I'll take that.
Oh,
That's
that is a crit. Okay, we'll start with the Devil's Bargain then.
The
While
sun
you're
drops
searching,
and points you to the right one.
while you're searching through crates, you come across a document, and you're just sort of looking through crates. You're skimming through documents. You're not really paying too much attention, but then a couple of names catch your eye,
What is this?
and you suddenly find yourself just transported back to the day when you coldly killed a man in front of his family.
Ah,
Now, wouldn't have bothered you before, but you're soft now.
do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
You remember the man's face, and then the face of the man's family. The sheer terror in his children's eyes. And maybe you feel a little pang of guilt.
It's Wu Spain.
Huh?
Is it Bruce Wayne, but legally distinct?
Oh no!
I was going to say the complication is that you feel guilty, but no, I'm going to make the complication that you feel guilty, not that you're being hunted
Okay.
by a mysterious vigilante. You're probably being hunted by like 10 of them, but
Yeah, I mean, it
none of
just
them got any
happens.
needs yet. Like, do you know how many orphans are after revenge?
The rat man, the cat man.
Yes.
Oh,
There is actually a popular manga called Ratman.
Don't forget the notorious hero stalking the streets, Sheep Man.
And of course, the worst of them all, Man. He walks up to criminals and tells. He walks up to criminals and tells them how they should be doing their crimes.
No, Man would be one of the villains. It's like Man Bat, but he's a mutant. He's a lab experiment or something that's just got two men or something.
Half
Two
man,
bodies with
half
limbs.
man, all man. It's man.
Yep. Some people say there's this rumor out there, and some people say that he's probably a wereman.
Oh my god! And the light of the full. Wait, no, there is no. No, there's a moon, isn't there? Is the moon's
The
okay?
moon has yeah, the moon's
Yeah.
broken, but it's got phases and stuff still.
On the light of a mostly full moon, the man turns into a man.
I keep forgetting whether the sun's broken and the moon's okay, or the sun's gone and the moon's broken, or what.
Like, I think the canon in the rule book is basically there's like two moons that are sort of dimmer than the original moon.
Huh.
It's where the dimmer sisters get their name.
Ah. Not from Doug Dimmadome.
No.
What'd you find there, Spectre?
It is nothing. I'm gonna try and hide them on my person, the paperwork.
Yeah, just sad music plays in the background.
Wait, are these specifically files about the people? About
Yeah, this
the ones
is,
they murdered?
Yeah,
Case
obviously
file
it's not from
damage.
100. It's not from 100 years ago, but it looks like it was just sort of. It's just like a Cray that was there by accident that caught his attention.
Just misfiled or something. I would know it's a
it's just-
misfiled document.
Wow,
Yeah,
this is
it's just from like 5 years ago.
oh, this is like half a decade old. Why are they burning it already? There must be some incriminating stuff in here.
No, it is just misfile. Just misfile. I will put the right.
Although, if it's from Spectre's past, he could just throw that one in the incinerator, and they'd have one less file on Spectre.
I think he's going to keep it because he's soft, and I think he's going to use it as a reminder of what he used to be.
Okay, gonna walk away with it then.
Yeah, he's going to walk away with it.
Okay, but yeah, complication aside, you have got yourself a crit. So you basically look through the sort of crates, and you find the you find the one labeled Ragamuffin Lane, and it's obviously dated the following morning. It's just sat there ready for incineration, and it looks like they haven't even cracked it open and just sort of poured the papers out into a pile to throw into the incinerator, which is helpful. And you start looking for it. Now, what you actually find is you find the sort of document surrounding the instance that Marvin mentioned, but what you also realise is there's some supplementary documents that won't necessarily be here. In fact, they might not even be being incinerated yet. Now, you could probably give Marvin these documents, and that would be your end of the bargain. They'd have to pay you. But you could also potentially go the extra mile and head to the office to track down these supplemental documents.
Mm-hmm.
Also, question: do you read the file?
I was about to say, yeah. First of all, Bark wants to know who this worry about it person is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you read Matt Ragamuffin Lane?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to read up on worry about it. First name don't.
Okay, so you skim through the file, and instead of the name, don't worry about it. The third name has just been heavily redacted. You know, just full. Someone's gone over with a black ink marker to remove the name.
And then somebody else went over that with the whiting marker that says, "Don't worry about it." Somebody got white out and got really precise with it.
I don't think that exists in this setting.
Yeah, even the name is blocked out here.
Okay, but basically, the blocked out name is the victim of this incident. But it basically mentions supplemental material that kept the case open for another year. But the what is in this actual document is basically 3 people were in a car. Well, a cart. And one of them was falling about with a gun in the front and pointed it towards the one in the back. And one accidental discharge later. Manslaughter. I see Nick gets the reference.
Can I use study on this document to try to find any evidence that may point to at least the identity of the third person, like any some sort of supporting evidence?
Yeah, give me a study roll. Do you want to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
What's the bargain?
What is the bargain? I was going to say you get a nasty paper cut, but that'll probably be too silly. What would the anyone else is free to suggest a devil's bargain, by the way? I think the devil's bargain would just be another notch on the clock from the time you spend reading it.
What about another guard arrives with another box that needs...
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, while you're doing that, another guard will show up with a box that needs incinerating, so you'll have to do some talking.
Yeah, I think I'll take that.
Wait, that means
Okay,
I know
go
who the
ahead.
victim is. God damn it.
Do you, though?
Well, if it goes by the original scene that you're riffing off, then I do. Because I know what that character's name was.
Risky standard?
Yep, risky standard.
Okay, and...
Oh, okay, yep, that's a 5.
Nice.
So that's a success with a mild complication.
And that
So I guess
complication is the guard.
Yeah. Well, wait, no devil's bargains aren't in addition, are they?
Nope. It's basically if you end up rolling a 6, you still get the complication.
Yeah, that's it. Makes sense. So, yep, you carefully read through the document, and yeah, I'm gonna say, just by luck, you just sort of catch the beginning of the name that hasn't quite been covered with the black ink, and you see you actually get a couple of letters, and you just sort of carefully hold it to the light, and you can see that the original ink underneath is very slightly different to the ink that was put over it, and you get yourself a name.
Oh, what's the name?
I'm pretty sure it was Gordon Freeman. Sorry, had to do that. The name is the name is Marvin Comber.
Oh.
Interesting.
To quote John Travolta in that scene, I shot Marvin in the face.
Okay, but in addition, obviously, from your careful observation of it, you also realise that there's basically a connected incident that took place a year later, which is why this is obviously, if it was resolved right afterwards, it would have been incinerated a year ago, but for some reason it was still relevant 1 year later. And the sort of documentation on that incident is not around here. Your best bet is it might be in an office somewhere in this building, well, in one of the adjoining buildings. But luckily that name gives you you put 2 and 2 together with that name, and you realise it's probably got something to do with Lord Scurlock, which does to help narrow things down. But anyway, at this point, yes, a Bluecoat walks in with a crate full of papers. Yep. Yep, I'm gonna say she's just... and she's wearing a Bluecoat uniform, but it's more like a sort of a dress uniform. And she's just basically, the whole classic crossed arms pose of a stack of papers. Hey there. I don't recognize any of you.
Fresh meat for the incinerator. Excellent. Hand them over. Hand over the document. The document. Hand over.
Oh yeah. You meant the papers, of course.
Of course I meant the papers. What kind of strange thing do you think we are up to? Do you think we are killers? Nonsense.
Also, I have to.
She actually looks at you with a perturbed expression.
I actually have to file a complaint with you. This box right here, and she like looks around real quick before pulling out the box that once had the file that Spectre hid.
Oh yeah.
This was not supposed to be incinerated today. You're lucky we caught this.
I see what happened here. Look, it's got an orange stamp instead of a red one. That maybe someone looked at it when the lighting was bad and they sent it here by mistake. And
it's sloppy work. This could be important, you know. Like for all we know, the killer from these cases could still be out there. Be closer than we even know.
Well, the other two are busy playing good liar, bad liar. Just in case, I'd like to position myself somewhere near the door where I can block this person's exit if need be.
Okay, good.
Just in case.
Okay, I'm gonna say... I'm gonna need a roll just to sort of persuade this person. Yeah, just persuade her that nothing's wrong. So she'll just drop those documents off and leave.
Who's rolling here?
It would be best if you did. I won't lie.
Okay, then I'll probably roll command, trying to get her to go fix the obvious mistake that happened.
Okay, yep, that's good. You pushing yourself or taking a devil's bargain?
I'll push myself here.
Okay, take an extra 2 stress and add an extra die. And risking me a standard.
I would like to trade position for effect.
Hey, what are you trading?
I'm going down to desperate for a great effect.
Yep, sounds good.
Gotta get that extra die.
Gotta get that extra die, gotta get that free EXP.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have so many pips by the end of this, like with the number of desperate rolls you have to make.
Yeah, keep in mind if you desperate does make things worse.
I'm aware.
Like, if you roll badly, I'm going to be taking chunks out of you.
You can try.
Crikey. You mean the player, right? No, the character, right? Not the player.
Okay.
Well, obviously, if I tried to go to Texas, I'd melt.
True.
I have a heat force field around me protecting me from the British.
She found our one weakness.
That is a 5.
So that's a 5. So you first succeeded with a minor complication.
Also, that pushes me over the edge on my resolve. Do I add the pip now or after?
Yeah, I'm gonna say after, because in theory, officially you don't get the XP until after the session's over.
For every time you roll a desperate action, you get that XP immediately.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the one exception on the book.
Okay. Oh, screw it then. Yep, you've leveled up.
Awesome. I'm going to...
Don't know if it says that you resolve leveling up from it taking over during session or not, but that'd be a whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to put that thing in sway, so I'm not 0 dice in that anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah. Plus your resistance rolls in resolve will at least be slightly better, even if they're bad already from your daredevil.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep, I'm gonna say you just sort of pester her and pressure her, and she just says, "Yep, of course." And she just carefully dumps the papers she was carrying in on the floor, picks up the crate you pointed to her to, and carries it out. She blinks a bit when she sees Frost stood a bit near the door, but doesn't think anything of it. But I think that will actually make the complication. She is sort of nervous. She's a bit nervous, but when she's done, she'll think, wait, that was a bit shifty. And that's going to be another tick on the clock. So I believe you're down to your last segment on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
am I able to resist that at all?
Yeah. If you want, tell me how you're going to resist it then.
Let me see. Maybe just say something friendly to the blue coat on the way out. Just kind of just to keep things in order.
Yeah, that's doable. I'm going to call that a resolve roll then. So,
which I have the last die to. What? Sorry.
Working hard or hardly working, that sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of a thing.
I mean, judging by the documents we almost burnt, obviously hardly working.
True.
Yeah.
okay. Yep. Oh, yep. You have your Iron Will gives you an extra dice. So let's see. I think you have 3 pips and resolve. Oh, it's quite a good roll.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. You've rolled a 6 there, so no stress.
Nice. Yes.
Right. It's not a crit though, because only 1 6. But yeah.
Yeah. 2 6s would actually take a pip of stress away from you.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, who knows how close we could be to the killer? I mean, how close we can be to catching that killer? You don't want to destroy these documents.
Yeah, I will tell you outright that if you'd failed that roll, she would have actually worked out what was going on from that. But actually, no, more specifically, I think she'd assumed Bark was the killer, trying to taunt them. Because that would be funnier. But yep, you're alone again. And you've got a choice. You can either exfiltrate with the document you've got, or you can go and look at... You can go looking for this supplementary material and see if you can work out what's going on here.
I will say...
Which may or may not.
Sorry, continue.
Sorry. Which might actually earn you something extra, although it's hard to see what at the moment.
I will say Bark is going to be hiding the name that she just learned.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Will you be sharing...
I'm sorry, continue.
Will you be sharing this Lord Skurlock is likely connected? Because that's pretty much the only lead you have for the additional documentation.
Mm-hmm. What I'll probably do is I'll word it like this. Okay, so it looks like there are more to these files that aren't supposed to be incinerated yet. It looks like this case was extended for some reason, or it connected to another case of some sort. Do you think we need to get those other files as well?
You know, when I arrived from Scotland, I had nothing. Except one thing. One thing only. No money. Information. It is more valuable than anything else.
God, you're starting to sound like my mom.
Oh, I have met her, by the way. I don't know if I said.
I'm sorry, what?
We will talk about later.
Now you're really starting to sound like her. So
that's Nick ticking off the box for you have expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
So I suppose we should go get that extra document then?
Nah, knowledge is power.
I would assume it's probably not in the warehouse. It's probably in one of the offices. I don't know which one though.
Okay, I'm gonna say from your previous role, you will know that there's probably a specific officer that deals with redactions and retractions from official documentation.
We should have asked of a Bluecoat who was just here.
Remember, you've got the option of flashbacks.
She was already fairly suspicious of us. I think that would have been pushing it.
That is a good point. Well, let us find this office of redaction and see what we can find under the guise of their pen.
You know, I think I may actually have something for that. And I'm going to flashback to me pulling help from somebody else from the outside. Very specifically, my friend Grace, an extortionist, whom I probably would have purchased information on, specifically building blueprints for this building. I feel like I could pay her some coin and she could get me a lot of things by extorting people.
Okay. Yeah. What specifically you're after from her?
Building blueprints for this building.
All right. Yeah.
Probably back from when it was constructed, but anything that could act like as a map to help guide us if we need it.
Okay. So I'm gonna say you probably you meet Grace in the sort of the union bar at the university. And I'm going to say she was probably a student at some point before being expelled for, extorting people. It's not like anyone's really sort of keeping, paying too much attention who's coming and going.
They wear traffic cones on their head. I don't think anyone really cares.
Exactly. In fact, that's her disguise of choice. So you're talking to Grace, who's wearing a traffic cone over her head with the eye holes cut out. It's a very large traffic cone. She's sort of sat across from the table. Her leg, she's got...
Sorry, continue.
Sorry. She's got her feet up and her head's cocked slightly. And she says, all right, what can I do you for then?
I need I suppose a map or maybe some building blueprints of a specific building, and I feel like you have enough dirt on some cops that I may be able to get it from you.
And you'll learn some blue laces yet. What are you after specifically?
Specifically, I need a way to navigate the central filing offices.
Okay, and as soon as you say that, her eyes just perk up. She even takes off the traffic cone.
Wait, where'd you even get that? I've never seen a traffic cone that big actually out on the street.
Connections, babe. Look, you're seriously going in there?
I don't really have much choice in the matter.
Okay, and I'm just going to be clear. Her expression is kind of like if you just told someone that you're going to Disneyland. And in fact, her response is basically, you have got to get me a souvenir.
What souvenir?
What do you mean, what souvenir?
Oh, I thought when you said souvenir, I thought that was like code for you want me to get you like a five. But no, if you just want something, I'll be sure to pick something up on the way out.
No, that's exactly what I meant. Like, yeah, I'll get you those blueprints. Fine, yeah. Just bring it into our crate for all I care. Gimme.
I'll try to get you something more recent if I can. The more recent it is, the easier it'll be for you to use later.
Sounds good. Okay. You can have the blueprints. Nothing older than a week. Go ahead. No, wait. Sorry, she'd know. Nothing older than a year. Okay? I want the freshest stuff.
Fine. I'll do my best. Do we have ourselves a deal? And I hold up my hand.
You have yourself a deal, Mira. She has to use your first name to assert dominance. She's just that way.
When she goes to shake my hand, I squeeze down on it to assert dominance.
Okay. We'll just make this a fortune roll. So, yeah, just roll whatever you want for that. This is just going to see how it... Yeah. It's not going to have any consequences or anything. It's just to see how it pans out.
Wreck.
I think this would be skirmish, actually.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, come on!
Oh,
How does
She
that...
completely shrugs it off. She completely shrugs it off and just rolls her eyes at you.
Look at that. That's like that's every possible bad roll in a single roll.
Amazing. Just consider yourself lucky it was a fortune roll.
Is there anything I need to do for taking a flashback?
Yeah, that's going to be some stress.
Mm.
That's fairly reasonable, so yeah, we'll just call it 1 stress.
Huh. That's a shame. I am 1 stress away from a 2 stress away from a trauma.
same.
Exciting.
That's
Okay,
how I
so you have
started
your
this
blue.
heist.
Okay, back in the present. Puts her hand in a pocket inside of her leather vest and pulls out a comically large map. Okay, so we need to be looking for the office where they do all their censorship.
Yep. There is actually a building. I'm gonna say it's probably on the middle floor of one of the buildings immediately next to the incinerator. In fact, it's got quite a nice window view, and it's literally just called the redaction office.
Excellent.
Corner
Do you
view.
suppose
Window.
people be working this late at the redaction office?
I would wager they are working 24/7. Plenty of things to redact.
You know, if you want, you can make me a fortune roll.
Me or Bart?
Either of you.
Then I'll probably do. Oh, come on!
Wow.
What are these
Okay.
rolls?
At least it's only on the fortune rolls.
Yeah, Bark, you're 100% sure that a bureaucrat, especially a bureaucrat associated with the police, will be nothing but fastidious and hardworking, and likely working as long as they can into the night.
You can't even say that with a straight face. I heard you laughing at the end.
Iris, I can't say anything with a straight face.
God damn it, Bree.
I suspect we'll run into some security. We best be careful.
Well, if it is on corner, perhaps we can go in through window, yes?
I agree.
Okay, so you're going to try and climb through the window? What's your plan?
Well, I've still got my light climbing gear, so I can use that to move around. But I also have burglary kit, which includes vials of oil to silence squeaky hinges, a coil of wire and fishing hooks, a small pouch of fine sand, and I have fine lockpicks that I can use to try and, like, open a locked window.
Hey, so you're basically just going to try and climb up to the window and pry it open?
Yeah. I mean, if there's, like, a visible lock, I'll try to pick it, but I'm imagining these aren't locked windows, they're just probably closed. Like, who climbs up this high, really?
Dun 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 dun.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. What are you rolling?
That I think sounds very finesse to me. It'd be proud to climb there, but it's probably finesse to open the thing. That's probably the more dangerous part.
Yeah, yep, that sounds right to me as well. Okay, so you going to, well, presumably you're not pushing yourself. Do you want to take a devil's bargain?
What's the devil's bargain? It tempts me.
The devil's bargain will be that if it might not even actually happen, the sort of alarm goes off while you're in the process of this, you're going to injure yourself.
How many dice do you have going into it?
I currently have, for finesse, I currently have 2 dice. So that would push me to 3, which means it's probably reasonable.
Can I like assist just by giving him a boost up? Or will that be a climbing part?
Yeah, you can assist. It'll just cost you 1 stress.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. You don't need to take the Devil's Bargain then, because you've got your extra dice from that.
Yep, I'll take the assist.
Actually, I looked in the rules a minute ago, and actually assist stacks with either push or a Devil's Bargain, even though the two don't stack with each other.
Yeah,
okay.
It does. Yeah, you can't push in Devil's Bargain, but you can assist and push, or assist in Devil's Bargain.
Okay, yep, you can still take the Devil's Bargain if you like then, for 4 dice.
Yeah, I'll take it. I have a couple of ways of resisting injury. They're dangerous at this point with this amount of stress, but yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, and I will trade position and effect to go down to desperate and great because I'm gonna have 4 dice. 4 dice. That never fails for me.
Hey, Death or Glory.
Yeah, desperate great. Here we go. Oh, come on, come.
Oh, close.
My heart. That assist is what saved it, I think.
That is a stressful looking roll there.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to say Frost basically, you slip and Frost basically catches you.
Thank you. I probably look a little embarrassed because this is my bread and butter.
Yeah, you climb up to the window.
Wait,
you don't really use your...
Yeah, too much flavor on it. That's why it wasn't good for him.
Just saying. I do not use butter. I use whale oil.
No, not whale oil. Blubber. Specifically actual blubber, not whale oil. That's something else. Demon blood.
Okay, so yep, you basically... You don't use your lockpick, but you do have a sort of a pry tool in the same kit, and you just sort of slide that through the crack in the window and carefully lift it open.
Okay.
And because you've dropped your rope down, the other two can follow you quite easily. So you've all walked in through the window. The office is empty. It's pitch black because there's no lights in here.
I'll put my dark side goggles
Would you
on.
like? Fair enough.
I have dark vision.
God, this is turning into D&D.
Yeah.
Luckily tomorrow I'll be able to remind Nick I have dark vision.
I forget whether they got torches or torches in this. Oh, they got lanterns.
Yeah. You've probably got a lantern on your loadout.
Yeah.
I, while standing behind Spectre, put my hand on Spectre's shoulder. You're gonna have to guide me.
Okay.
I can't see. You're gonna have to guide me.
I'm gonna give a bit of rope to Bark.
Hold this, and I will hold the other end. Follow.
She uses her other hand to hold the rope. She doesn't let go of your shoulder.
You are not understand. Fine, come this way.
We don't have such a thing as I guess it would be what's it called? A bullseye lantern, kind of a stealth lantern sort of thing.
What's it say for lanterns and stuff?
A simple oil lantern, a fancy electroplasmic lamp, or other light source. So they do have electric flashlights. Would we have one of those, you reckon? I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't seem to...
Yeah, I think it would be specific to Frost, what sort of light source you'd have.
Well, let's see, fancy electroplasmic lamp. If those exist and if they're particularly small, then I could have, I suppose I could also have one of those from my rail working days. Quite dark out there in the Deadlands, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so it's just kind of on me. It's like on a strap or something, yes.
Yeah, I think in the Deadlands, the last thing you want to be doing is be stuck in the dark.
Yeah.
If you're lighting a lantern, Spectre will probably move as far away from you as possible so that he can still benefit from the shadows. I'll put the shadow cloak on as well while I'm here.
Yeah, okay. I think, Frost, what I'll ask you to do is I'll need you to roll something just to keep the light source hidden so you don't just shine out of a window or anything. I'll call it a controlled roll because obviously you know what you're doing, but
And I don't.
What would you like to roll for that?
I don't think I can finagle a way for study to make sense. It has to be either finesse or prowl, and I got 0 dots in both of those.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'm
get-
gonna say you could roll study, but I'm going to lure that to risky
Do you have survey?
instead of controlled.
Offering over survey
Okay.
lists of a few things that might like sense trouble before it happens, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll just do prowl then.
If you have Tinker, you could probably just like alter it in some way so it.
I don't have
Add
Tinker
more.
either. I'll just do prowl.
Okay. Do you want to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
What kind of bargain do we have on offer?
I'm gonna say devil's bargain. You'll find you forgot to recharge it or refill it with oil or however it works, and it's going to be a bit flickery. It might prove unreliable at a bad moment.
I'll take that.
Okay, that you can have your extra dice then. If you have 0 dots, you're presumably rolling 1 dice.
Right. Yep. Okay, so controlled. Standard effect, I guess. What the?
Yep, that's controlled standard effect.
And 1 bonus die. Okay, submit. We got
1 bonus dice. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. You just keep your light low. You're careful where you point it, and yep, you can just see perfectly fine.
Spectre nods in approval,
What?
but you won't be able to see that because he's in a shadow.
it is
Okay,
slippery,
so
though.
what are you all doing?
Looking for the file we're here for, I suppose.
Yeah, I could do a hunt for the file.
Yep, that sounds good.
While they're looking for that file, I'm going to see if I could find like a newer file that was brought in that's like set to start being redacted soon.
Ooh. Okay. What would you like to roll for that?
I suppose it'll be study because I'm looking over all this information, trying to find what's best, because this is me trying to get the souvenir I promised.
Okay, lovely. Okay, so Spectre,
Mhm.
Bark, I'm going to offer you both the devil's bargain.
Oh.
You'll get in each other's way.
I'm willing to take that if you
I'm
are.
willing to take that.
Perfect. Okay. Will either of you be pushing yourself, or perhaps?
We're both not in push yourself territory anymore.
Hey,
So, yeah, I think.
Ross, would you like to assist anyone?
Yep, suppose so. Still got some
Okay.
stress left.
Okay, who are you assisting, and what are you going to do?
I mean, if you're going to assist anyone, assist Nick or Spectre.
Yeah, Spectre, I guess.
Okay. So I'll take 2
Okay,
bonus dice.
yep. Frost, mark off your 1 stress. Spectre, you've got 2 bonus dice. Bark, you've got 1. Make your rolls.
Risky standard?
Yep, risky standard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
5.
Wow, you didn't even need them.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. How's this going to play out?
Spectre, stop tossing files over here. I'm trying to look things over.
I am trying to work quickly. We are on time limit here. I throw another file at Bark's head. Not intentionally, it just goes that way.
Ooh,
Okay.
that one over there looks good. I reach over and I accidentally knock into Spectre.
Ah, stop! I'm trying to look. I've just dropped the entire box I was looking through. Starting to get like
Why are-
really loud and heated argument about this. Presumably that's
Why
when
are-
Frost comes over and goes, "Shut up!"
Why are you always
Yeah.
in the way?
Like you go that
I'm
way,
gonna-
you go over there, and you look over there.
You're so small.
I'm
How
gonna
do you take
say-
up so much space.
I'm going to say Frost basically moves to sort of split Spectre and Bark up.
Yeah,
And as he does that, he basically nudges a pile. And before Spectre is what he's looking for.
there
Yeah.
is
I'm gonna,
document.
yeah, Yep, a middle folder labelled Skurlock.
Yeah, we
You
have it.
instinctively realise this is what you're after.
I grab it. While we're here, though, are there any documents? So not necessarily about, murders or, like serious crimes that are recent that are specifically about Skovlan refugees. What I'm looking to do basically is find some random ones where basically Skovlan refugees have been pinned, because I imagine the Bluecoats are like, oh, couldn't find the murder after 5 minutes, we'll pin it on a random refugee from Skovlan and just redact a few of those.
Okay.
Oops, finger slipped.
Yep, I'll let you do that. You can probably do that while you're searching.
Da, 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 da.
Hey,
Just
Bark,
crossing things out.
Yeah, basically Bark is looking for anything that looks interesting and recent and just putting it in a box and just filling up the box like that.
Yeah, you just find some good looking stuff. You load the box up and, that frees you up to do your favourite hobby, which is just messing with Spectre.
It's true.
Well, we have
Incidentally-
documents. Let us get out of here.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
And incidentally, as you both raise your voices, you just stop there's just a pregnant pause where you realise, whoops, bit too much noise there. And in that sort of awkward silence, you hear footsteps moving away from the door.
I would like to resist this.
How would you like to resist this?
I can
I
tell you
resist it
how
by,
mechanically, but I'm still
Okay.
trying to work out the way I would do it. Mechanically, I'm a shadow, so I can expend my special armor to resist a consequence from detection automatically.
Okay.
But I'm thinking maybe I've got this thing in the back of my head. The subconscious is just constantly on the lookout for these sounds, and maybe I heard them just a little bit sooner, and I'm able to get us to be
Yeah,
quiet
that
just
sounds-
before they hear, or something like that, or get us to hide before they see, or something like that.
Yeah, I'll allow that. You just sort of, your finding your own senses, hear someone approaching, and you're able to hush everyone as they walk past.
As they're walking past, Bark kind of panics and puts like a lampshade over her head and stands very still.
I steal everything from around Bark.
Okay, I know exactly which meme Aris is referencing, and I'm furious. Okay, so you've got everything you need. How do you make good your escape?
First things first, Bark is going to talk to Spectre. Look, I just need to be sure this is the right file. Give it to me and I'll compare it to the notes of the other one. Just real quick.
Can I roll survey, which is survey a situation to understand what's going on? Because I'm suspicious.
Yeah, we'll just call this a fortune roll because you're not really. This is just sort of an interpersonal thing.
Yeah. Nope.
Sure, here is file.
And I'm going to study this file to get as many more details about this case as possible.
Oh, I didn't need to worry.
Very specifically, I know that Marvin and Skurlock are somehow involved in this case, but I don't know which one, who each one was in the car or in the cart when the gun went off. Because I could assume that Marvin was the one that they were the one who was shot, but it could also be that they were like the driver or the one who actually shot them and they just took the name.
Oh, very smart.
So I'm trying to study to basically pinpoint who is who in this car.
Okay.
Or in this cart.
So yeah, make me a fortune roll then. I won't make you roll because you're just skimming through documents, which is what you've been doing anyway, successfully.
A 5.
Okay. So the sort of supplemental file you found basically outlines that Skurlock basically commissioned a hull servant 100 years ago. And the hull servant was basically someone he killed personally. Well, the ghost control, but basically bound to the hull was the spirit of someone he killed personally.
Mm.
You see, his loyal servant Marvin was in the back of a cart and was shot by a careless person in the passenger seat. And actually, and as part of sort of his part revenge, part recruitment, he basically had the servant in question take the name Marvin after the man they killed.
So the Marvin that we know, they were the person who shot the other person in the car?
Exactly. And once again, Iris is freaking just... Why do you keep doing this?
I'm sorry.
I thought I was being so clever when Nick was like, ha! It's a reference to Pulp Fiction. Marvin was shot in the back of the car.
Oh, I've just been taken out of this and suddenly imagining Lord Skurlock as Winston Wolfe. Just beasting it down the streets of LA. Yeah, that's where my head is now.
Bark looks at the file and go, okay, yeah, this is the right one. We should make our escape.
Out of window? It is where we came in.
Yeah, where'd my box go?
Your what?
The box. It was right here.
Box?
I had like a bunch of files in it. Where'd it go?
I was too busy looking. I do not know.
I'm going to try to survey. I'm not good at survey though, so...
More PvP with Spectre?
No. Frosty, did you see where my box went? I must have put it down somewhere. I don't know where.
Hey, I'm going to say Frost probably saw it, because so it's really up to Knowless if Frost sort of snitches.
Shrugs.
Fine. Instead of having that nicely curated box of stuff, she's going to grab another empty box to buy and just like sweep a bunch of files from on the desk into it, and then we'll book it.
Okay. Oh. Yep, well, you've got your friend pick and mix instead of a nice box of Thornton's chocolate. Both are perfectly valid.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I want a nice box of Thornton's chocolate.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Contact Miss Thornton's. Send
Says
us
the
a nice
man
box of chocolate.
literally wearing a Coca-Cola t-shirt right now. Hashtag not sponsored.
I guess if is Spectre gonna leave with the box of stuff that he took from near Bark?
I did not take a box of stuff from near Bark.
You did. When you said...
Did
you
I?
specifically said, and Spectre's going to steal the things around Bark.
Oh, I was making a Skyrim joke because you'd put a basket over your head. Sorry. I then completely forgot I'd made that joke because of the whole image of Winston Wolfe, but Lord Skurlock just pushed everything else out of my mind. No, I was making a Skyrim joke.
No, I committed to the bit.
No, fair enough. You know what? Yeah, okay, I have, and I will eventually hand those back because I'll feel bad about it eventually.
Actually, as long as we have the stuff that we need from Marvin and Bark has stuff that she needs for Grace, we can grab some extra stuff in case, like I was saying, in case the clothes are able to make use of it to blackmail somebody.
I agree. Knowledge is power. Let's take as much as we can. But we should probably be quick.
Yep.
Okay, so you're just going to take all the documents you can get your hands on and book it.
Yep.
Pun not intended. It was intended. Okay, so how are you going to make good your escape then?
Out the window again. Grappling hook, rope,
and
up on the roof.
What I'll do is I'll take some rope, and I'll like basically make a. There's a technique that climbers can use to like carry people or just large things. It's basically you wrap the rope around like your shoulders and underarm and use it to carry heavy things on your back. It's like a rope backpack, but like a very simple one.
Oh yeah.
I forget the exact name of what it's called.
Do we have an avenue out of here where we can actually get like more than just under your coat's worth of paper out of here without getting caught?
We could try and take a
Like, you're talking
carriage.
about lifting a whole. Oh yeah, that's right. How close?
Hey, so
We
I'm
do have
gonna
the
say
cult.
because you've got a map, I'm gonna say you do know the sort of the vehicle pool is nearby. If you want to steal one.
That
Yeah,
could
we'll
work.
have to walk past. We'll have to walk past a bunch more people, so probably best to only take as much paper as we can carry, like in our coats and stuff, rather than be carrying boxes through.
And we're going to have to carry at least one box. I promised her a whole box.
From the roof, are there any like alleyways, like public alleyways that we could reach from the rooftop? Or is it like big walls around it that we couldn't get past?
I'm gonna say it's sort of like a small sprawl. It's basically sort of like, I'm gonna say it was probably originally basically a hamlet, and as the city became a sort of a conurbation and absorbed it, it was basically just sort of fortified to be used as a sort of a central bureaucracy for law enforcement.
So we probably couldn't like from the roof hop the wall and then have our cult waiting there with a cart.
No, they probably they could probably be waiting outside the compound, but they probably couldn't be waiting inside.
Okay.
As far as the walls of the compound between us and the outside, there's probably a bit more than just wire fences. You reckon?
Do you think we could get away with taking the cart we came in on?
It is possible, but they will report that cart as stolen, so we will need to dump it somewhere.
Yeah.
In that case, I think we should go down and take boxes of stuff as if we're literally just orderlies moving boxes of documents around, take it to a cart and drive out.
Okay.
Deception mode.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna say it's quite late, so we'll just make this the last roll of the night. What are you gonna make it?
I mean, I can try prowl to try and like stay out of sight, but I think that might not be the best bet for getting down there. Has anyone got anything better?
We're probably gonna have to say something to somebody on the way out if we don't want stuff called on us. So I guess we would just have to say like another precinct, like ordered specific papers pursuant to a recent case or something.
I think since this is going to be the final roll of the heist, I think just like prowl would likely be the best option, specifically because it's just general sneaky action.
Well, I can give that a go. Have we got any stress left for assisting?
No.
I mean, I've got 3 dice, so
have
it's
some.
not impossible.
I have three open stress left.
If I can get assistance, I can trade to desperate and great, and that might get us out.
We can do that, I guess.
The perfect hiding. I've not got my special armor to resist anymore either, so I'm a lot more scared about this.
Okay. So let's go over this again. You're rolling.
We're rolling prowl. So basically, Spectre's going to try and stick to the... Basically just stay out of sight of anyone who would question things. Sort of like less like hiding in shadows and more like a hitman sort of thing, you know, hiding amongst crowds of people and just blending
social
in.
stealth.
Yeah. To just get all the way to a cart, load up the cart with documents, just walking out as if we, you know, belong there, get in the cart and drive off.
I kept forgetting to ask whether I had plot armor for doing the recap, but it's not like I could really use it here anyway with stipulations.
Yeah. I sort of dropped that concept really, so.
Oh. Actually, was mean to ask the Order's Glory Incarnate, the Glory Incarnate thing with the crits, is that dropped too?
No, that's still a thing that could potentially happen. Like,
Okay.
Glory Incarnate is something that could happen at any time. It's not really tied to crits or anything.
I know it's just, I think we had like a house rule or something saying that it would be. But to be fair, the crits that we've been getting are mostly social crits or things that where it wouldn't be easy to write that into it anyway.
There wasn't any specific rule that it was all any crit was because of Glory Incarnate. No. I think I might have mentioned at some point that I sort of wanted to make at least a few crits the result of it, though.
Maybe at some point in the future, then.
Are you okay with me going Desperate Great on this?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll do one stress to assist.
Okay. So I'll add 1 bonus die.
Make your rolls.
I just want to warn you all. I can't resist this, and it's 4 dice I'm rolling, which historically has not gone well. Whew.
Okay. I'm gonna say, because you still get 1 complication from a 5, you managed to load up the cart, no problem. But obviously it takes a while to load up the cart, and after a while people start questioning things, and there goes the last notch on your on the clock.
No. We've got 1 notch left. Bark resisted 1 notch.
I resisted.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it was sorry, it was Frost.
Earlier.
Yeah, so we're at one notch remaining.
Oh yeah.
Frost really has been the MVP for keeping us all alive in this entire
somehow
thing.
the only one that came in with low stress, it seems like.
Just
I came
slowly
at
beating
half
off stress to
stress,
keep
but-
things.
I came at half stress, but like I had to use a good chunk of what I had to flashback.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
came in with only 1.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to say, well, you managed to get it to 5 out of 6. And you're, you just drive your cart out of the front door, smooth as you like.
As the lady
And
tries,
no one noticed it.
the
Sorry, what?
lady at the front gate tries to like ask us questions and stuff. I go, oh no, sorry, the thing's going union mandated break and all that. Goodbye.
This is the first goats walking off of their own accord this week.
Onwards, Dermot, onwards, Petra.
And they don't notice the anything was amiss until the next morning.
Nice, we did it.
Also, on the way back to meet up with Marvin to hand over the documentation, I am going to have us stop by the temple. I'm going to grab the gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case.
Because I want to talk with Marvin about things. How about you guys go take a rest? Get some bland oatmeal on me. I'll toss Spectre 1 coin.
My favorite.
And I'll be
1
sure-
coin is a lot more than
It's perfect. It's perfect. Fine. Go feast on your bland oatmeal. Tell them to hold the cinnamon. They always add extra cinnamon.
They do that. It's awful.
And I'll be sure to go get these to Marvin.
Sounds good.
okay.
And I'll go meet up with Marvin.
Okay. So you're meeting up with Marvin alone.
Yep.
Okay. So you meet up with.
I do have one question. What was the original name of the shooter?
Oh yeah. I did give you the names, didn't I?
You did.
I absolutely remembered them. I didn't read them straight out of the book of NPC names.
I'll splice in the audio from back there in the edit. It'll be fine. It'll sound completely
Okay.
natural.
Yeah, but I'll just obviously I'm not on camera, but I'll just cover my face with my beer mug just in case. So yeah, you of course remember the name of, and you well, just for the purposes of this sort of scene, we can say it's
Just say the name now, and Nick can take the audio from now and put it in the beginning.
Yeah. John Madden.
I heard Marvin Comba at some point, or Comber.
oh yeah, that was the name. Mm.
But that's like Marvin's name, so I don't know.
Yeah. The whole point was that the Marvin we know was forced to take the victim's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with Teslin Booker.
Tesla?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're going to meet up at the cafe again?
Yep. Well, you sort of roll up to the beer garden at the appointed time.
Mm.
Marvin is once again there. They've ordered a teapot. A pot of tea. And they're just, they've got their hood up and they're just sitting with their arms folded.
Hey there, Tin Can.
What have I told you about calling me Tin Can?
What? If you're going to keep calling us Meatbag.
You're
Regardless.
making a reasonable... Go on.
Regardless, here are your files. Both of them, they were split up.
Excellent work.
Oh,
Well-
and I was sure to swing by and grab this for you, and I slide Marvin their gun.
Okay, Marvin takes the gun.
I
There
will
is
say the gun is unloaded.
Yeah. There is quite a bit of history between me and this firearm. I suppose I should thank you. I was actually casing it to steal it for myself, and you have saved me a great deal of effort.
I mean, it's perfectly fine. I mean, I'm sure that gun was the pivotal point of your life, wasn't it, Tesla?
They stop, and you basically sort of see the obviously their current sort of frame looks very human, but you can sort of see their eyes sort of just were specifically like a camera's eyes and just narrow to a point. You actually sort of suspect that it was built this way specifically in case Lady Clave wanted to intimidate someone. They pause for a moment, and you know what? I'm going to make a fortune roll to see how Marvin feels about this. This is just one dice. If it's odd, they're going to be upset. Even, maybe they'll let it slide. Again. That's 6. Marvin looks up at you and says, "That name means very little to me anymore. But since we are discussing my personal life, or what once was, I'll let you in on another secret." And they pull out the bag of coin they showed earlier, your payment, and put it on the table, and say, "From this point forward, I will be using she/they pronouns. Meatbag."
Oh, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. And they start loading the gun. There's little point in carrying an unloaded firearm, is there not?
I mean, I'm not here. I got nothing, but player's
suppose.
scared.
I didn't quite know what caliber it used, and I used the only bullet that was loaded in it back during the museum, so.
Indeed. It was actually quite strange that it was loaded in the first place. Then again, Lord Skurlock arranged the piece. His idea of a joke, perhaps.
So, now that I suppose we could talk on more even ground here. What's the deal with Skurlock?
What is there to say? He is a vampire. As I was bound to a mechanical body, he had someone hollowed and took over their body. While he has many of the same benefits I do, he has enjoyed many of the comforts of a normal human being over the last 2 centuries.
No, see, I suppose my real question is, what's his end goal? Why put so much investment into our cult that I'm sure he thinks is nonsense at best, and at worst is detrimental to him as a vampire? To what end?
Well, she gives you a look, cocks their head, and says, "Tell me, Mirror, how much do you know about demonology?" And we're just going to cut to credits there.
Demonology, the study of the Dimmer sisters.
You know, I said demonology.
I know.
Sorry, I should have hit the credits here. I'll put the credits in the VOD at this point.